प्रभु तव मूर्ति विनोदकारी, पलपन विसरे नहीं जो विसारी। जुगल चरण सोल चिन्ह जेह, नजर समीपे रहो हमारी एह। हरि कृष्ण महाराजनी जय, घनश्याम महाराजनी जय। Supreme Entity, Lord Swaminarayan, the path maker to our liberation, Pujyapad Guruji, Pujya Santo, and all of you devotees who are watching this katha. My humble Jai Swaminarayan. Today, we're going to talk about the most valuable thing the human species possesses. It's not money. It's not any materialistic thing or object. But I'll give you a hint. It has 2 legs, 2 arms, and a head. Yes, you guessed it. It's the human body. So for today, our topic is the human body. Now, the human body is such that replicating it or copying it is nearly impossible. There's no value one who is a researcher or a doctor can put on the human body. Just think about it. There's 60,000 miles of blood vessels in an average human body, and the earth, the distance around the earth is only 25,000 miles. That means that there's enough blood vessels in a human single body that can wrap more than 2.5 times around the earth, and still there would be some veins left. So think about this kind of, it's not an object, but just think about this kind of creation that's made by God. It's such that no replication is possible. With the human body, man has created towering skyscrapers like the Eiffel Tower in Paris, or like the tower in Dubai, which is the world's tallest tower, or like right now, the tower, Freedom Tower, which is being built in New York City in remembrance of the Twin Towers. By this human body, the airplane was made. Right now, Boeing has came out with a new airplane, which is called the Airbus, which can host the capacity of over 600 passengers from one flight. Think about where a person has gone with this human body. Also, with the human body, a person has been in space and also on the moon, and has also sent the Mars rover into Mars, another different planet. So, with the human body, there's a lot of capabilities and a lot of power and strength left in it. But the most important with the human body one can realize is the Supreme Lord, His glory, His greatness, and His saints and devotees' glory and greatness. But to do such a certain task, to understand their greatness, we must first understand the fundamental pillars of this holy fellowship, of this Swaminarayan Sampradaya or religion. So to do this, we must understand something I'm going to integrate with the human body. The human body is an incredibly complex and intricate system, one that still baffles the minds of doctors and researchers for years. Here's a fact I found, that every day an adult body produces 300 billion new cells, and every minute 3 million cells are destroyed in the human body every minute. But you don't have to worry that you'll run out of blood cells, because there's an estimated count of over 10 to 50 trillion blood cells in a single human body. But today, we're not only here to talk about or learn about the human body, But what we're going to do is we're going to integrate 6 vital organs of the human body with our Swaminarayan religion's 6 fundamental pillars of foundation. We'll match each and every pillar with a vital organ to better understand the function and their importance. Now, I'm going to name you the 6 pillars. First, saints. Second, scriptures. Third, temples. Fourth, devotees. Fifth, the idol of God. And sixth, the diocese or the acharya. These 6 pillars comprise our Swaminarayan religion. This is what our Swaminarayan religion is made of. In each and every religion, no matter if it's Christianity or Islam or Judaism or any religion, there's always some kind of fundamental pillar or foundation that's comprised in each religion. It pretty much makes up the religion so you can better understand it, and it also functions off those pillars and foundations. That's why it is called a religion, because it has some kind of structure. Particularly in the Swaminarayan religion, these 6 pillars that I named are the structure and the foundation for this whole religion. So we're going to start with saints. Saints are, just to define, renunciants or people who have given up everything to worship God by living in a monastery. Some rules of saints is they follow strict celibacy, and they also have no connection with money or any kind of particular materialistic pleasure. And they have no kind of relation with any family members as well of their past. So they're pretty much alone in the world, if you think about it. But they're joined with God, so they're not alone. They're one with God. So I'm going to tell you the role. What are the roles of a saint in the Swaminarayan religion? Number 1 is to preach the supremacy of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Number 2 is to help others become free from worldly desires. And number 3 is to spread and promote ekantik dharma, meaning dharma, bhakti, jnana, and vairagya. These 4 spiritual endeavors, they help to spread them and they help to promote them in each and every devotee to make them a staunch devotee, according to Vachanamrut. And particularly, the vital organ integrated with this pillar is the human heart. Now, the human heart, when everyone thinks of it, it's the center of the body. It's the most strongest muscle of the body. And it's the most important organ of the body. But I found an interesting fact that will help you digest why it's so important. The heart beats about 100,000 times daily, sending 2,000 gallons of blood surging through the body, and helps blood flow through 60,000 miles of blood vessels that feed our vital organs and tissues. This is the vital importance of the heart. Think about it, 100,000 times a day and 2,000 gallons are pumped in the human body. Just like how the heart is the most vital organ of the body, saints are the most fundamental pillar out of the 6 organs, out of the 6 pillars. Just like how the heart helps blood flow to the other organs, saints also uphold and flourish the other 5 pillars of our Swaminarayan religion. How, you may think? Well, through saints, people are made into devotees. When regular people on the street, they come into a temple and they meet with a saint, they associate with him, they develop affection for him, and then they talk with him and they do what that particular saint says, then that person becomes a devotee. Second, temples are constructed by saints, meaning not physically or not even on a financial matter, but their inspiration is the one that helps devotees to, or inspires devotees to make temples and also to contribute to the donation of temples. Third is scriptures are also written by saints. Swami Nivato or Satsangi Jivan or Hari Lilamrut. These are all scriptures of the Swaminarayan Sampradaya. These were all written by particular saints. The Acharya is helped by saints to establish code of conduct to all devotees. Meaning they're the ones who give advice to the Acharya or the diocese to particularly go in the matter of code of conduct, meaning following rules. They give advice. So then the Acharya can make a right decision. So according to Vajramrut, only God and His saint can grant liberation. One who has attained the company of God or a saint, that itself is ultimate liberation. These are the words of Shashtriji Maharaj himself. Think about the importance of saints. Pretty much, Shashtriji Maharaj has given the key to liberation in the hands of the saint. That's why the saint is such an important role. That's why the saint is given the vital organ, the heart. Only through the association of a true ekantik, meaning singular devoted saint, one realizes God and the soul and becomes free from the bondages of Maya. Only by the association of such a saint. That's why the saint is given the particular organ, the heart. Now let's move on to scriptures, the second fundamental pillar. Scriptures are a base for all religions. In scriptures, it's stated that the philosophy is stated, the commandments are stated for each and every religion. Meaning it's pretty much telling you what this religion is about, what this religion particularly has to do with, and what kind of commands and what kind of rules you have to follow for them. So this is also necessary for any religion. But for a particular religion, the Swaminarayan religion, holy scriptures, written or spoken by Lord Swaminarayan himself, like the Sikshapatri or Vachanamrut, and other various non-santo, are scriptures. This is particularly for our own religion. Scriptures help promote the spread of the deepest philosophy in our religion, meaning it helps us understand the liking and the philosophy of Bhagwan Swaminarayan himself. That's why they're such a fundamental in our religion. And the particular vital organ that's related to scriptures is the human brain. Obviously, if you think about it, scriptures and the human brain go hand to hand. But an interesting fact I found about the human brain is that the human brain can hold 5 times as much as information as the encyclopedia. The storage capacity of the human brain in electronic terms is thought to be between 3 to 1,000 terabytes. The National Archives of Britain, containing over 900 years of history, only has 70 terabytes. So think about it. We're actually smarter than a library, but we just don't know it. And all we have to do is unlock our capacity in order to unlock those 1,000 terabytes of memory, which lies inside our brain. Just like the brain, scriptures contain all the essential information in the form of core principles laid down by Shashtriji Maharaj and his elite team of saints, the non-santo. The scriptures contain philosophy, commands, code of conducts, motivating stories, lyrics, and knowledge of all our primary elements of life. So, when you think about the Swaminarayan religion, I want you to think about 2 particular scriptures. Number 1 is the Shikshapatri, and number 2 is the Vachanamrut. The Shikshapatri is a commandment or a code of conduct which comprises 212 verses and which is written by Lord Swaminarayan himself. No other god, particularly in the past, has written his own code of commandments. It has been handed down, or it it has been written by someone else, but Bhagwan Swaminarayan himself wrote the Shikshapatri. This feat has never happened in any history of any religion. Also, if you think about it, the scripture, Shikshapatri is kind of like the 10 Commandments of Christianity. So this is one particular scripture. The second scripture is the Vachanamrut. The Vachanamrut comprises of 262 chapters, and it is actually the narration of Shriji Maharaj himself. He has orally spoke, and Nansanto have written his words down in presence of him. So the Vachanamrut states the most deepest philosophy and the most important principles of Shriji Maharaj. Why? Because it's spoken by Shriji Maharaj himself. But since we're on the topic of the brain, and since we have chosen the vital organ, the brain comprises of two parts, the right side and the left side. As you know, the brain is divided into two parts. So the right side represents judgment, feeling, and creativity. And the left side represents logical thinking, analysis, and accuracy. The right side particularly is, if we can think about it, it's the Shikshapatri, meaning judgment made by Shriji Maharaj, that these are our commandments, we should follow them. That's why the right side can be compared with the Shikshapatri, and the left side, a more deeper philosophy, as the Vachanamrut, is based off of logical thinking, analysis, and accuracy. So if you think about it, let's divide those two scriptures. Our right side is for the Shikshapatri, our left side is for the Vachanamrut, so we can better understand Shriji Maharaj himself. Also, not only has Shriji Maharaj written and spoken certain scriptures, but also Nansanto, the group of saints he brought down from Akshardham himself, particularly 500 in number. A handful of those Nansanto wrote many scriptures, like the Satsangi Jivan, Hari Lilamrut, Gopalan Swami Marto, Gunatitan Swami Nivato. These are all scriptures written by these particular saints. And these scriptures also give an immense amount of knowledge to anyone. And they also spread Bhagavad Dharma, meaning Dharma, Bhakti, Gnan, and Vairagya. So this is the particular pillar of scriptures. Now, third, we're going to talk about temples. Temples is also important. Temples is a place dedicated to service and worship of God. The role the temple plays is, it's kind of like a type of filtration system where many come and perform service, worship, and become purified and enlightened. So, the vital organ integrated with this particular pillar is the liver. The liver's main job is to filter blood, detoxify chemicals, and produce proteins. These are the three fundamental, you can say, qualities the liver has. Just like how the human body has unwanted chemicals, the liver purifies our body by filtering them. The temple is a type of filtration system which cleans the soul. You may think, how? It's just a building. It has 4 walls. What can it do to me? But if one steps into a true temple where the worship of God is going on, where good, staunch saints live who follow the commands of God, then let me show you what a temple can do. First of all, how does one become purified in a temple? By service, meaning by serving in such a way where physically you may serve by sweeping or by mopping or by any kind of physical service, or by serving in a mental status where you do some kind of paperwork or any kind of work mentally. That's also called service. In Vachanamrut, Shriji Maharaj says in Gurukul 1st chapter 8th Vachanamrut that if one engages one's senses in the service of God and His saints, then one's sins are burned away and one's antakaran, meaning one's mind, becomes purified. This is the value of service, which can be done in a temple. The second way a person can be purified is by having the darshan, or the sight, of God, His saints, and His devotees. Particularly when one enters a temple, one sees the idol of God. So obviously, by just looking at the idol of God, one becomes purified, because God Himself is pure. That's why. Secondly, by also looking at and having the darshan of saints, one becomes purified. And by also having the darshan of all these divine haribhaktos or devotees, one also becomes purified. So this is the second way. And the third particular way is to listen to the divine gospels or the discourses of saints. In Vachramrut, Shree Maharaj says in Karyani 12th chapter that no matter how lustful or angerful, or no matter how bad a person may be, but if one listens to the scriptures, one listens to the discourses with faith and love, then all his sins are burned away and he also becomes purified. So this is the greatness of temple. Now, let's take a look at some history. In the span of 7 years, Shriji Maharaj constructed 6 main temples, naming them Ahmedabad, Bhuj, Vartal, Dholera, Junagadh, and Gadara, all located in West India in the state of Gujarat. Shriji Maharaj himself constructed these, and he also inspired others to help in service of making these particular 6 temples. Service was not only done by devotees or by laborers, but it was also done by saints and Shriji Maharaj himself. A history point, Shriji Maharaj himself carried 37 bricks on his head and put them in the base of Vartal Mandir himself. So this particularly shows the service that Shriji Maharaj did, and this particularly shows the dedication he had and the strength he had to build these 6 temples. That's why the temple is integrated with the liver in such a way that it filters, the human body is filtered. In the same way, the soul is filtered when one enters the temple. So, we've been through 3 pillars, naming them particularly the saints, scriptures, and temples. We also integrated them with 3 vital organs: the heart, the liver, and particularly the heart, the liver, and the brain. Thank you. I forgot. So, for next time, I want to give you a homework assignment. We have 3 more vital pillars, fundamentals remaining. What I want you to do is try to think about which particular organ, or it may be a body part, maybe internal or external, we're going to compare with each of the fundamental pillar. So this is your homework assignment for next time we have lecture. In the end, my Jai Swaminarayan. Shri Patim Shri Dharam Sarvadeveshwaram Bhakti Dharmatmadam Vasudevam Hare Madhavam Kesavam